Business and Leisure, your weekly window to the world of business and guide to the good life. Hosted by Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa.
Hello everyone, welcome to the perfect combination of business and the good life. This is Business and Leisure, your weekly business and lifestyle electronic magazine, where we shall bring you the week's significant business developments on BizWatch, while our weekly guide to the good life comes your way via our Leisure Report. Hosted this week by our sunshine girl, Day Munsayak, and she's here right now to give you an idea of what we have in store this week. Day?
Thanks, Butch. Well, I'm so happy to be back here on your longest-running TV magazine show, Business and Leisure. And every time I'm assigned as your sunshine girl, I'm more than excited to be your lifestyle host because I've got another new and exciting features lined up exclusively for you. Well, we start with Lifestyle Chronicles with the latest parties and events that we have covered. And let's take a breather from our popular segment Places as we give the spotlight this week to an animal advocate and lover in our Pets and Friends segment. And of course, we cap our lifestyle section with our usual treat for our firearm enthusiasts out there. I know, just like me, you are all eager to find out more about those features that I've mentioned, but let's stick for a little while as we talk some business first with our main man, Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa. See you again, Butch.
Thanks, Day. We'll see you right after I take care of business. Before we give you our presentation this week, we shall first pause for a short break, right after which it's all business talk on BizWatch.
As a coach, you don't define yourself in terms of championships you've won. What happens beyond the trophies? You have to move forward, grow, and get better. Life is all about taking shots, and I want these kids to at least have the courage to take that shot so they can grow, learn, be compassionate, and have the heart of a champion.
See the horizon as a starting point. Use each obstacle to gain momentum. Make the unknown routine. Continue where all others stop. New Peugeot SUV range. Never have SUVs gone so far.
Welcome back to Business and Leisure, and we now start talking serious business on BizWatch, our business section. And for our first issue this week, we train our sights on the country's biggest airport, the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. It is no secret that our airport is among the worst in the world. Now, the developer of Mactan Cebu Airport has a proposal to decongest and rehabilitate NAIA. Our business reporter Andre Co has the story.
The partners who developed Mactan Cebu International Airport, Megawide Corporation and GMR, have submitted a proposal to rehabilitate and decongest NAIA. The proposal, which would cost $3 billion, aims to accomplish this and sustain it for the next 18 years. It took no less than 3 years for the partnership to finalize this proposal. If accepted, GMR and Megawide Corporation seek to address the capacity problem of NAIA and maximize the congested airport's airside and terminal capacities.
Mr. Louis Ferrer, speaking for the consortium, revealed that their team has transformed Delhi International Airport, one of the worst airports before, into what it is now, one of the top 5 best airports in the world. Likewise, they have transformed Mactan Cebu International Airport into the 2016 best regional airport in Asia Pacific. The rest of the story with our business reporter.
For GMR Megawide, the primary problem of NAIA is capacity. Because of our limited airfield capacity, our capability to accommodate more flights is severely affected, according to Mr. Ferrer. Added to this is NAIA's reduced ability to control delays related to aircraft movements, which in turn worsens congestion in the airport. The proposal thus seeks to enhance the airport's capacity and efficiency as well as reduce airside and landslide congestion. The $3 billion proposal is divided into 3 phases. The first phase, which will be carried out on the first and second year, will focus on boosting NAIA's airside capacity and implementing terminal improvements by building full-length parallel taxiways for both runways, additional rapid exit taxiways for the primary runway, and extend the secondary runway. On year 3 and year 4, phase 2 will commence with the introduction of key improvement measures that will elevate the airport to world-class efficiency standards. On the 5th and 6th year, the consortium will build future capacity for NAIA. GMR Megawide believes that with their proposed solutions, we can increase airfield capacity up to 1,000 aircraft movements a day. This is a 30 to 35% increase from the present 730 aircraft movements per day. For peak hours, aircraft handling capacity will be increased by 50%, from the current 40 to 60. GMR Megawide also promises that within 24 months of taking over operations, they will rehabilitate and expand the existing terminals to double the space and result in over 700,000 square meters of terminal area. When completed, the airside facilities and terminals shall be able to handle 72 million passengers.
GMR Megawide is proposing a shorter concession term of 18 years, which is unprecedented in airport PPP projects of this size. During this time, the consortium will pay the government annual concession fees with a revenue share and a guaranteed minimum revenue component. Meanwhile, the Department of Energy is poised to institute a stronger multi-agency task force to curb oil smuggling in the Philippines. Here's our BizWatch correspondent Heidi Santos with the details.
Energy Secretary Alfonso G. Cusi has written the Department of Justice seeking to revive their old task force. The Energy Secretary is seeking an expanded membership in the task force in order to enforce the law against violations of trade in the oil sector.
The membership in the revived task force will be composed of representatives from the Department of Justice, the Department of Trade and Industry, the Bureau of Customs, Bureau of Internal Revenue, and the National Bureau of Investigation. The Bureau of Customs and the Bureau of Internal Revenue will be instrumental in the propounded fuel marking policy. The DOF wants this improved from the old setup, which only applied to tax-exempt products and not on tax-paid fuel imports. The rest of the details with our BizWatch correspondent.
On the part of the Department of Energy, the agency wants to input consumption as a component of the review process that the reinforced task force will focus on. The agency chief explained that with the Bureau of Customs validating the importation, the outcome is already equal to the declared importation. However, there always seems to be a discrepancy on the volume of consumption when these are validated on the ground. Secretary Cusi said that consumption is always higher than the level of declared product importations, which means that the math doesn't add up. Secretary Cusi said that he has made it their main goal to reconcile this, hence the proposed stronger task force. In the task force, DOE will just extend help on the technical validation of the quality of fuels being shipped. Their main concern, Cusi said, is to ensure that the quality of the fuel is not altered when they reach customers or the retail pumps.
From recent studies, the Department of Energy said that the government is losing between 30 to 36 billion pesos annually in revenues. We hope this proposed strengthened task force will be up to the job at hand. At this point, we will have to take a short break, but we will be back shortly with more interesting, relevant business issues for you.
Motoring Today is now on the web. Watch this episode or other past episodes of the country's longest running motoring program any time of the day by logging on to our website, motoringtoday.ph. Motoring Today is now online, just a click away.
See the horizon as a starting point. Use each obstacle to gain momentum. Make the unknown routine. Continue where all others stop. New Peugeot SUV range. Never have SUVs gone so far.
The power of Strada. It's your sport truck.
Welcome back, and you're still on Business and Leisure's BizWatch, our business section. Business and Leisure motored all the way to Clark in Pampanga to talk with Mr. Vivencio Dizon, President and CEO of the Bases Conversion and Development Authority, or BCDA, to see what's with Clark these days. Andre Co files this report.
Mr. Vince Dizon is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Bases Conversion Development Agency. BCDA is the government agency tasked to develop former military bases like Clark Air Base and other bases throughout Luzon. It was returned to the Philippines in 1991 by the United States after its lease ran out. The goal set by the BCDA is to develop Clark into a premier economic and growth center. According to Mr. Vince Dizon, CEO of BCDA, they are now developing not just Clark, but the entire Luzon area in conjunction with the Build, Build, Build program.
For Clark, the priority is, first of all, the development of the international airport. So we're full speed ahead in building a new terminal. We started construction in late December of last year, and we should have the new terminal up and running by the first half of 2020. So we'll have a new world-class terminal here in Clark.
In less than 2 years, a new terminal will be up and operating here at Clark, according to the BCDA head. Another major development here is the new Clark City, which is the most ambitious project not just of the BCDA, but of the present administration as well.
It's really building an entire city from scratch, but building it in a way that will make this city really something special and at par with the best cities in the world. So we have planned this city together with the Japanese government and the Singapore company Surbana Jurong. So we are planning this to make it really a truly green, smart, and resilient and really beautiful city. So New Clark City is in Tarlac. It's still part of the Clark Economic Zone. From where we stand, it's about 15 kilometers away. And we should complete phase 1 of the new city, which is about 60 hectares by 2022. However, by 2019, we will be completing the sports facilities that will be used for the Southeast Asian Games in December of 2019, as well as other support facilities such as housing, retail outlets, commercial outlets, and 2 government offices.
In preparation for the Southeast Asian Games in December 2019, BCDA promises to build the best roads in the Philippines as they build the sporting facilities needed for the SEA Games. More than that, Clark will be home to many government offices in the near future.
And the president has instituted, I think, one of the boldest moves in history by saying that we're going to begin the process of moving government offices outside of Metro Manila. And the National Government Administrative Center in New Clark City will be the place where these offices will move eventually.
As infrastructure building here continues at a feverish pitch, exports have likewise soared and more flights are coming from the Clark Airport.
Last year alone, exports in Clark rose by almost 50%. From about $5 billion US, we're now up to close to $7 billion US. Flights out of Clark International Airport in 2016 were only about 30 flights per week. Now we're up to 270 flights per week in less than 2 years. So Clark is booming like crazy. And we just have to keep on sustaining it. And the way to sustain it is to keep on building and building and building. We have to build.
Clark has been growing in leaps and bounds. More and more important events are being held here, and it is fast becoming a favorite destination.
Come visit Clark. It's a beautiful place. It's going to be really the future of the Philippines, and it's going to be at par with the best in the world. So you're all welcome here, so please come.
Indeed, all Filipinos are watching out for the Clark International Airport to open and the new Clark City to unfold. Kudos to the BCDA and to Mr. Vince Dizon, President and CEO of this dynamic agency. And now for our fourth and final business issue this week. We have just recently implemented the tax reform for acceleration and inclusion, or TRAIN, and we have received varied reactions from various sectors. For his part, Trade and Industry Secretary Ramon M. Lopez admits that some companies and individuals will be hit as the government rationalizes tax incentives against investments under Package 2 of TRAIN. Heidi Santos has the details.
DTI Secretary Mon Lopez explained that this is a necessary correction in order to spread more evenly the gains, remove the years of biases, and make incentives more strategic. He issued this statement as Congress is set to deliberate on Package 2 of TRAIN.
Package 2 involves the reduction of corporate income taxes on reduced tax perks to investors. The provision seeks to make tax incentives to investors time-bound, more performance-based, relevant, and focused on strategic sectors. This leaves the Philippine Economic Zone, which administers tax incentives to export-oriented investments, with no choices. As a result, PEZA has agreed to cap their 5% tax on gross income earned, or GIE, for registered enterprises. More of the details with our business reporter.
To explain, the GIE is enjoyed by PEZA enterprises after exhausting the tax holiday incentives of 4 to 8 years. As explained by PEZA Director General Charito Planas, their initial proposal was to have special tax incentives packages for basic industries that are not yet here. These are steel manufacturing, basic crops like rice and corn and coffee, and another package for investments to develop the countryside. The government, for its part, initially proposed to call for a limit on PEZA incentives to a total of 10 years and to shift the GIE into 15% tax, but on net income earned instead of gross income. PEZA continues to resist plans to increase exports requirements of its registered companies to 90% of total sales from the current 70%. This means that PEZA enterprises can only sell up to 10% from the present 30%. According to Planas, manufacturers would like to access the local market because there is an attractive market of over 100 million. A technical working group among the investment promotion agencies of the government are meeting to discuss the incentives proposal.
Secretary Lopez is the chairman of both PEZA and the Board of Investments. He said that income tax holidays will be continued and more relevant incentives are now being studied, like double deduction on research and development, accelerated depreciation, and net operating loss carryover. And on that note, we close this week's edition of BizWatch. Join us again next week for more informative and relevant business issues. We shall pause for another break, and when we come back, we'll have the Strictly Business segment of Business and Leisure. Please stay with us.
See the horizon as a starting point. Use each obstacle to gain momentum. Make the unknown routine. Continue where all others stop. New Peugeot SUV range. Never have SUVs gone so far.
These are the Fuel Masters. Every time they're on the court, it's high performance. Every time I'm on the road, I can also expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. We made it! The next generation Phoenix Fuels, now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
Welcome back, and you're still on BNL's business section, and what we have next is our Strictly Business segment. This week on Strictly Business, we feature another successful entrepreneur that focuses on organic ingredients in formulating skincare products.
Miss Lee Straken is an architect by profession but an artisan by choice. Having successfully gone into the practice of architecture for at least 10 years, she found a hobby that she thoroughly enjoyed, and that is soap making. And not just ordinary soap making. This was the time when there were a growing awareness about healthy products, about natural and organic products. At around this time though, organic soaps were hard to find in the country, and one had to buy them outside.
The business is 13 years back, pretty slow because it's kind of high with regards to the price. So hindi lahat ng tao naiintindihan yung significance ng product. So konti pa lang, really, wala pang masyadong available here in the Philippines.
From Australia, where she went to learn about organic soap making, Lee went back to the Philippines with nothing much learned. She took time off, about a year, to research about this until she made her very first bar and started selling.
Hindi ako tumigil kahit kakaunti lang yung startup business ko. Until it grows, nagkaroon ng maraming dagdag na products, lotions, creams, yan, body scrubs, and all others.
After 2 years, she went back to Australia to explore the skincare business there.
I had a good shot there because naging Caress by Nature yung aking business. But continuously, yung MLS Garden Freshness is moving here in the Philippines from Australia to the Philippines. So Caress by Nature I joined a lot of markets, organic. But there, bago ka maka-join, you will have to have an invitation. Dapat matest mo na nila yung products mo. From there, I was reviewed by several groups. And na-review ako ng the Greens, the group of the Greens. 9 companies kami na na-review from all the markets. Tinest nila yung mga soaps ko. Imagine, that's in Australia. And I was the only one that stand out. So, I was able to get a lot of orders from those groups. And the groups are all over Australia eh. So that means, nagkaroon ako ng magandang chance. Kaya ako nakilala sa Australia then, and then I started teaching in Australia as well.
Lee went back and forth to the Philippines and Australia every 3 times and started conducting workshops, educating people about organic skincare. She has been doing this continuously for the last 13 years and enjoying the journey tremendously. But on the marketing side, she encountered problems with her business.
But then again, after 4 years, nalugi pa ako ng about more than $1 million. Lumaki na eh. Nalugi ako ng 1.6 million because I have yung aking ABB Green Oil of Morocco in Dapitan. Minanage ng mother ko at saka ng kapatid ko, yung bunso namin. Of course, hindi naman sila hands-on, so nalugi siya.
This did not faze Lee. She did not drop the business just because she lost a considerable sum of money. Instead, she focused with her renewed vigor.
Hindi ibig sabihin mag-stop ako. I continued the business. And until now, until here, malaki na siya. I mean, it's not really that, but I'm well known kahit paano because of the teaching. More on the profession.
Just how did all these start? We asked Lee, an architect with a thriving profession practice. It wasn't an easy jump to cosmetics making, but things have a way of finding new avenues to explore. As it turned out, Lee's 9-month-old daughter had developed eczema and doctors could not find a permanent solution to the skin problem.
I can't accept the fact na palagi na nandyan yung condition. Hindi pwedeng, sabi ng doktor, hindi masusolusyonan. It will be there. Paulit-ulit lang yan. But hindi ako pumayag. So I have to do my research. Doon ako nag-start.
In fact, this is a route that most soap makers have taken. It all starts as a hobby, sometimes born out of boredom, or perhaps a solution for tight finances. For Lee, it became a passion that bloomed into a business.
Ang daming failures with regards to the result. No, kapag gumawa ka ng isang, hindi porket marunong ka na. Like now, even if I've been doing this for 13 years, marami pa rin akong failures with regards to, for example, I create a lotion or a moisturizer for a skin condition. Hindi agad kinabukasan yung ginawa ko, perfect. So, ang daming, a lot of money. A lot of experimentations. That's the life of chemists as well and cosmetic scientists. Ang daming lab testings. But basically, when the result will always be rewarding. Ayan. But you will have to spend, a lot of monies to be able to perfect a certain formula. It's not always one click.
Like many others, Lee joined Bazaars when she was still preoccupied with her other Australian skincare line. But the last Bazaar she joined was 3 years ago. Now Lee says she is ready to join Bazaars again because she knows that she needs the exposure. For now, she is busy with her workshops. She conducts 3 or 4 workshops a month, not only on soap making, but also on advanced skincare products.
This month, punong-puno yung schedules ko up to May. For all the workshops, I've got pet grooming, men's skincare, I've got organic minerals and makeup, basically anything about skincare, I do that. But I don't do, I do progression. So ibig sabihin, I would do a basic and then later on I will do the advanced until the very advanced stage. So, palaging iba-iba because I try to make sure na once I've got a series, for example, nakagawa ako ng 4 series of the same workshops, ayoko na siyang inuulit-ulit para yung mga students who've been with me, makaka-ano muna sila angat before anything else would, jump into the same.
Most of Lee's ingredients come from Australia, where they are certified 100% organic, but there are a few that she sources from here. She is happy to share her suppliers with her students in the workshop.
And I also give them the suppliers all over the Philippines, and they can also purchase from me if they need 100% certified organics.
As Lee explained, not all natural products can be considered organic. They have to be examined in a lab to make sure they are free from contaminants and pesticides from the very start.
Kapag natural, pwedeng organic din, pwedeng hindi. So when you say natural, dapat either plant-derived, hindi siya synthetic ingredient, yung mga lab-synthesized ingredients. Because there's a lot of natural ingredients. For example, if you use carrot puree, diba? Or an ingredient that was made from plant ingredient or animal ingredient, animal derivatives. So those are the difference between natural and certified organic.
An accredited certifying body issues its logo that should be attached to the product to pronounce it as organic. As to the price, this is what Lee has to say.
If you will compare my price with regards to the products, the skincare, 1/4 nga lang yung price ko compared to those that are selling that are not even organic. Because I have the sources and I produce my own ingredient as well, I can price it at a low price. I can even sell bulk sa mga clients at a low price. So, competitive yung price ko at naibebenta pa siya ng mga like clinics.
The artisan skincare and cosmetics industry is growing not only globally, but here in the Philippines as well. Many have started their home business in this industry and are thriving quite well.
Ang industry na to is still growing and will still grow because eto na yung direction ng lahat ng tao. People are being aware of healthy skincare. Hindi lang kasi sa pagkain dapat pati sa skincare. So kung ang isang tao naghahanap ng healthy lifestyle, then healthy skincare is also one.
For Lee Strachan, it is now so much what you will get out of the business, but what you can give and share with others with her workshops or her organic products.
I'd like to invite you to come to my workshops here at the Organic Artisan Lab, number 4, Soget Street, Tugatog, Malabon. And you can also find us on Google Maps, the Organic Artisan Lab. We also have a lot of products in Caress by Nature, if you happen to see that on Facebook. For workshops, you can check Manila Soap Making, our Manila Soap Making page. You may also check my website, theorganicartisanlab.com.au, and I will have a lot of workshops at the Artisan Craft House in Santa Ana under Doc Noreen, and Jane Lackup. So a lot of upcoming workshops with my new garden gazebo soon on March. So I hope you can join us in all our organic skincare and soap making workshops.
Lee walked us around her shop where her numerous products are displayed.
These are just one of them. They're also food grade and they are 100% certified organics. Yeah. And these ones naman, like this one, I've got tomato extract. So these are liquid glycerol extracts. The artisan crafters would also love to use this for their soap making, moisturizers. If they're making serums, they also use that. And these ones naman are plant-based. So ibig sabihin, this is not synthetic-based fragrance oil. They are plant-derived fragrance oils that are derived from essential oils and plant components, compounds, and other sources. But basically, they are plant-derived, hindi sila synthetic material.
These are raw materials that can be used by her students in the workshops if they want to produce natural or organic skin products.
Like this one, lavender hydrosol. So you can use this as is, like yung mga facial mist. Yeah, they use this as is kasi this is pure water from lavender flower. Ito naman are all my creations. So, hindi siya kumpleto. These are my own brand. So, if you'll notice, meron siyang Lee Strachan Australia. So, under the Organic Artisan Lab, I create Lee Strachan Australia brand naman.
Now, even known dermatologists buy her products and rebrand them as their own.
By next year, I might be very strict with regards to my brand. So yung brand ko, hindi na pwedeng i-rebrand. Otherwise, ang option nila is to have their own product formulated by myself. So, which ginagawa na ng mga doctors na kumukuha sa akin. Nagpapa-exclusive formulation na sila ng kanilang product.
That was Miss Lee Strachan, a cosmetic scientist and founder of the Organic Artisan Lab. Our lifestyle section is coming up next with our sunshine girl, Day Monsayak. Please stay with us.
Rediscover an extraordinary world as it unfolds before your eyes with the all-new 7-seater diesel CR-V. See the extraordinary.
Think you're tough? Do you dare to go off-road or off-key? Do you use your great power with great control? With the new Isuzu D-Max, you're tough enough to be unstoppable. And you're tough enough to be right back. Isuzu D-Max, tough enough for anything.
You're still with us here on Business and Leisure, and now we go right on to the lifestyle section. As I turn you over to our co-host this week, Sunshine Girl Day Monsayak, for our leisure report. Your cue, Day.
Thank you again, Butch. Well, hi everyone. Are you still with me? Hope so, because this is the lifestyle segment of our show, which means it is now time to take things lightly. Well, let us start right away with the recent events that shook the metro. Here now is Lifestyle Chronicles.
Round of Pyro Olympics continued last weekend as teams from Austria and Canada went head-on with their spectacular fireworks display at the same grounds in the Mall of Asia. Just like the 2 weekends ahead of the Pyro Olympics, crowds and mall-goers trooped to the same spot to witness the amazing fireworks show from the competing teams. The 2018 Pyro Olympics will continue this weekend at the Mall of Asia.
The Society of Philippine Motoring Journalists, or SPMJ, held the second Driven to Serve Awards at the Yuchengki Museum in Makati City. The awarding ceremony was attended by top executives of the local car companies and manufacturers and members of the motoring media, The Driven to Serve program is aimed at recognizing the most outstanding corporate social responsibility projects of the local automotive industry. With a total of 15 entries submitted by 9 auto manufacturers and importers, the categories were divided into 4, namely education and training, environment, community development, and road safety. Here are the awardees.
Thank you very much for all the participants who came and who made time to attend the second Driven to Serve Awards. This year's awardees and participants have really been very inspiring to all of us. They showed us that there are so many people out there who are doing good for their communities and who are working seriously on helping their communities to have better livelihood, better environment, and to give them some education and training so that they can get better jobs.
The 7th staging of the STV Golf Cup Invitational was recently held at the Riviera Golf and Country Club in Cavite. The yearly tournament was started 6 years ago in celebration of the 25th anniversary of Motoring Today. Following tradition, this year's Golf Cup Invitational was attended by top executives of the local auto industry, motoring journalists, as well as friends and supporters of Sunshine Television.
I always look forward to this STV Golf with our friends from the industry because, again, this is one of the rare occasions that we get along and play with them. So it's really fun for me.
The course was really good. No? It was well prepared, and I think there's a lot of improvement here at the Riviera Golf and Country Club. So overall, it was well organized. Everything went on smoothly. And most important, I think, is we had time with our friends from the automotive industry. So it was like sort of a reunion and a get-together with friends, and especially, of course, with Butch Gamboa.
Here are this year's winners.
More and more parties and shenanigans exclusively for you, only here on Lifestyle Chronicles. Here's a nice treat for all animal lovers out there. Every now and then, we break our regular segments with something out of the usual. This week, we are pleased to bring you another episode of Pets and Friends, where our furry babies take center stage along with their master.
Kathy Moran is a familiar face for many of us because she is a well-loved and well-respected columnist of the Philippine Star. In fact, she is the managing editor of the lifestyle section and handles the tech section of the newspaper as well.
My column in the Pet Life section is called Dog Days. That section must have started maybe over 15 years ago when our editor of the lifestyle section, Milet Manangkil, created it. There were two of us at the time who were pet lovers. And so she said na maybe we can create a section for pet lovers because there are many. So the section exists until today, and we feature celebrities with pets, we feature animal welfare issues, and we also feature animal events. Because right now there are much more than when we started.
Kathy Moran started being an animal lover very early in life. With 7 siblings, the Moran family had lots of pets at home, and it was but natural for them to love animals. As she grew older, Kathy could not help but feel for the kittens and stray cats who have been neglected and abused. So about 8 years ago, she started rescuing these abused or discarded cats.
If I see a cat, my car is parked and I see a cat I've rescued in Quezon City, I've rescued in Manila, I pick it up and I bring it home, and then I see if it will still survive, and then I get them fixed, that either spayed or neutered, and then I put them in the house. So in our house we have an enclosure where I put my cats. Yeah, there are many. It's expensive because we always have to buy cat food.
This champion of abused or neglected cats has in fact 7 rescued cats that she takes care of. The last time she rescued a cat was about a year ago, Kathy confesses. She has enough on her hands right now with 7 cats under her care. Maybe Kathy said this is God's way of telling her to go slow on her mission to rescue cats.
It's a good feeling to rescue a kitten. I know people will say, well, why don't you just help people? That's true too, but there's a different fulfillment that comes with rescuing animals. And they are forever grateful, I think. They're good. Our cats are tame. They're not wild cats. They're used to people. So there's a joy in doing that.
Kathy brought along her prize cats, an exotic, long-haired, whom she calls Mr. Gizmo, who is less than a year old.
It's hard to give cats a bath kasi if they're not used to it, they get mad at you. Or kakalmutin ka. See this? Hey, Mr. Gizmo, say hi. Say hi. Look, Mr. Gizmo. Huh? He must be a little over 1. He's still a baby. You say? He was, this is may nagbigay sa akin kasi pagka niisip nila may pusa ka, they give them sometimes to you. Sometimes they ask if you want to buy them. This one was given to me.
So what's the breed again?
Exotic long-haired. You look, Mr. Gizmo, look. Look nice.
Ganun po talaga mahaba yung ano.
Yeah. You look nice. Look nice always. Ano, Mr. Gizmo?
Malinis po siya.
Yes, he's inside eh.
At home, Kathy says she built a special enclosure for the rescued cats under her care. But for Kathy, who is a certified dog lover, her numerous dogs share her home.
I have 6 dogs. I have, you saw Gorby and Vodka, Gorby Maltipoo and Vodka Bichon. And then I have a poodle. Her name is Tasha. I have 2 schnauzers, Nick and Dimitri. And I have a schnoodle, a combination poodle and schnauzer. His name is Yuri. So if you'll notice, I have all my dogs have Russian names. Why, I don't know. I just like it.
This animal lover must have installed her instincts because the dogs and cats can live together. Well, not all of them, but at least they don't fight like cats and dogs.
Not all. The schnauzers dislike cats, and also my poodle doesn't like cats. So the Gorby and Vodka are friends with Mr. Gizmo. I do have a Persian at home. You saw Mr. Gizmo, but my Persian at home, his name is Kitty. She's also the friend of Gorby and Vodka. So they all stay together, the 4 of them.
Kathy's cell phone is understandably full of pictures of her cats and dogs. This afternoon, she has two of her lovely dogs out for a walk in the park in their village.
This is different. This is younger. This is Dimitri. There's Tasha. He's younger. He's maybe 2 years old.
With two schnauzers, a poodle, a mixed breed she calls a schnoodle, plus these two white, furry, playful creatures, one would think that Kathy knows when to say stop. But like many other dog lovers, she can't say when enough is enough.
I always have plans. If I see a dog, if I see a dog, I always want to bring it home. I think every dog owner is like that. Kasi the dogs, and it's true, when you come home from work, like we do, sila yung unang babati sa'yo. And they're always happy to see you. Saan ka nakakita ng tao, always happy to see you. Bibihira yun eh. Of course, I say that I'm single, I have no children, so I don't know if children are like that. But with me, my dogs are always happy. As in, always, kahit anong oras yun, kahit alauna yan, kahit alas 3 ng umaga. When I enter the door, they're always jumping kasi they see you're there na.
For others who are still thinking of buying another pet, she has this to say.
Siguro don't buy a dog if you've never owned a dog. Maybe you can foster so you can see if your children and you can live with it before you decide to buy. And then of course, as the Filipino Animal Welfare will always tell me, don't buy, adopt.
For those who cannot resist rescuing a cat in distress, heed Kathy's advice.
Yeah, siguro for me, the best thing to do is to get in touch with any animal welfare group, whether that is PAWS or CARA, or there are many others, and ask them, because I think what can be done is, as the PAWS will always recommend, is you gather the cats, get them all fixed, and then return to the place where they are. Kasi the problem is always, dumadami kasi sila. Kaya siguro tinatapon, ganun, they don't want kittens. Kasi the cats, ang bilis mag-multiply. So, I think the best way is to, if we could just take out all the cats in the village, have them all fixed, and then put them back.
By fixed, Kathy means spayed or neutered, so we can manage the population of stray animals, as a Philippine Animal Welfare Society advocates, and which Kathy Moran, certified animal lover, fully supports.
That was Kathy Moran and her lovable pets, our responsible pet owner, featured this week on Pets and Friends. Our segment dedicated for all the firearm enthusiasts is coming right up after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Rediscover an extraordinary world as it unfolds before your eyes with the all-new 7-seater diesel CR-V. See the extraordinary.
Calling all automobile enthusiasts. Autofocus.com.ph is exclusive to the automobile, where you'll find reviews on the latest brand new car models, together with their head-to-head comparisons. It has the detailed specs of car models available in the country and their latest SRPs and special promos, together with the latest auto industry news and developments like car launches and test drives. Autofocus.com.ph is all about automobiles. Click on.
Think you're tough? Do you dare to go off-road or off-key? Do you use your great power with great control? With the new Isuzu D-Max, you're tough enough to be unstoppable. And you're tough enough to be right back. Isuzu D-Max, tough enough for anything.
When you
sweat to be sweet, and you clean her seat. It's love. When you try to look cool, but you look like a fool. It's love. It's love. It's love.
Show your love with the new features of the all-new Innova. Love the journey.
Hello there, everyone. I'm your Sunshine Girl this week, Damon Sayak, and we continue our show with Sports Shoot. Let's all find out what we have to offer for the firearm enthusiasts out there. Watch this.
Sports Shoot is brought to you by Rock Island Armory, manufactured by Armscor Global Defense Incorporated.
Welcome to Sports Shoot, business and leisure segment for the gun enthusiasts. For the gun enthusiasts on Sports Shoot this week, we will be giving you a special feature on the recently concluded 2018 Tax Expo organized by the country's leading firearm manufacturer, the Armscor Global Defense. Following the success of the first Tax Expo held last year, a more comprehensive Tax Expo was concluded at the SMX Convention Center, SM Aura Premier, last February 22 to 25. Bearing its new name, Tactical Survival and Arms Expo, the 4-day expo showcased traditional weapons, survival gear, and pepper stuff, along with firearms and accessories. Sports Shoot spoke with Mr. Bolot Wazon, chairman of Armscor, who talked about the objective of the Tax Expo.
We think that what we do is not just sell guns. We're trying to bring consciousness in the civic side of it, to teach people how to survive during disasters. That is the main thing. That's why it's called Tactical Survival and Arms Show.
Aside from the showcases, the expo also served as the perfect venue for product launches and business-to-business arrangements, as well as a learning experience for the visitors.
Our show here in SM Aura has a lot of different types of booths. Of course, the traditional Armscor booth, which sells firearms and ammunition and firearm accessories. We also have clothing providers, the Philippine Inventors Society with their unsinkable boat and jackhammer and a lamp that doesn't need any electricity to run, as well as the Philippine Armed Forces, which are showing off all their different things they can do for preparedness, and martial arts, archery, and hopefully in the next few shows we can grow that even more and find other things to be able to contribute to preparedness in the Philippines.
And to the delight of all the guests and customers, Hollywood actor Steven Seagal graced the event. He went around to different participating booths to check out the products being displayed. With the event running under the theme Defense, Security, and Survival Show for Sustainable Living, the Tax Expo responded to concerns and queries on how to best prepare and manage circumstances such as disasters and home invasions, among others. Meanwhile, Armscor President and CEO, Mr. Martin Tuazon, shared more about the first leg of this year's Tax Expo.
Tax is not a gun show. We can buy guns, we can buy ammunition, but it's part of being prepared. After all, not everybody likes guns. So they can still come and enjoy and learn how to protect their family, how to sustain their family during calamities without a firearm.
The expo also aimed to encourage the young and old to become enthusiasts of self-sufficiency and preparedness.
We bring the right to life. We believe in the right to life, the right to protect ourselves, the right to protect our families, and the right to protect our properties. We bring that always to everybody. Now we're also bringing to everybody the right to survive.
Through the Tax Expo, Armscor addresses global issues on environment, economic uncertainty, security threats, and the like.
We're still here. We're going to keep on doing this. There's a lot to learn aside from just coming to the Armscor booth, and I encourage everybody to see everything we have to offer here and support the tax. We're going to be doing this more often, and we're going to grow this organization with Armscor's help and all our friends' help as well.
That was the recently concluded 2018 Tax Expo. Our special feature this week here on Sports Shoot.
Sports Shoot is brought to you by Rock Island Armory, manufactured by Armscor Global Defense Incorporated.
Another remarkable firearm for you to pack your things and head off to your nearest shooting range. Well, that's our special feature for you this week, Sports Shoot. And that's all I got for you today here on the lifestyle section of Business and Leisure. Come back again next time with more exciting and informative features. I'm Damon Sayak, and we'll turn you over now to our main man, Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa. See you again, Butch.
Thanks, Dave, for another entertaining as well as informative edition of the Leisure Report. And with that, we end another edition of Business and Leisure. Thank you for staying with us. Also, don't forget to follow us in our social media accounts. Till the next time, this has been your host, Ray Butch Gamboa. Good business to all and enjoy the good life.